Hi, I'm Matt. Welcome back to another in-home repair video brought to you by ApplianceVideo.com. Stop. Before beginning any repair, always be sure to disconnect the power to the appliance. It is also recommended to test the outlet for proper voltage. Remember to also turn off the water. Hi, I'm Matt with ApplianceVideo.com. Today we're going to be working on this Samsung dishwasher. The customer's complaint is when they go to start a cycle, after a few minutes, the smart auto light starts blinking and the drain pump just runs and the unit does not start the cycle. So what that's going to indicate is a water supply error. So what we've done is we've disconnected the supply line and ran the water into a bucket. We do have good water supply coming into the unit. However, when the unit is filling, it's not getting any water, so there is some type of a restriction or a blockage in the inlet valve. So we're going to go ahead and replace the inlet valve. You will need the following tools before you begin this repair: a Phillips screwdriver, long nose pliers, and an adjustable wrench. Okay, now we've got the unit on its back. The inlet valve is located right here. When you lay it on its back, you want to just be careful that you don't crimp the drain line or damage it. We've got a blanket underneath here to kind of prevent it from crushing the line. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to remove the two screws here on the frame. They're Phillips. And we're going to go to the other side and do the same thing. All right, now we've got all four screws removed on the front part of this frame here. Now what we're going to do is just go ahead and grab it and kind of pull it down. It's kind of difficult to get it to pull down, but once it does, you'll see it kind of releases from the frame here. And we've got a little bit more room to work. We've got a big enough gap to remove our valve. So at this point, we've got two Phillips screws here on either side, and we've got our ground wire here that we're going to remove. All right, so we're going to remove the three Phillips screws here on the valve. Now we've just got our ground wire here. Go ahead and get that out of the way. And now the valve assembly will slide out of this channel here. And you've got your wire harness that's going to be connected, and you've got your actual water line that's kind of down in there. All right, now that we've got our inlet valve loose, I'm just going to go ahead and rotate it up, disconnect the harness to it. And you've got a one band clamp here that's holding the line in place. Going to go in with a pair of needle nose. Pull the clamp back. And remove. All right, we've got our new inlet valve here. Now we're going to reach through the side, grab onto the fill tube. Again, we do have the side panel removed. It makes it a little bit easier to get access to things. Just going to go ahead and push that onto the line there. Once you have that on, we're going to use the needle nose. Slide our band clamp up. Once the band clamp is on there, get down in here and find your harness. We're going to reconnect the harness. And we'll just go ahead and kind of set it into position here. Just slides right down into the channels. And we'll go ahead and reinstall our 2 Phillips screws. And we've got our ground screw. All right, so now we're gonna pull our frame back together. What we're gonna do is grab all the way down at the base, just start on one side, and you're gonna kind of lift up, and it'll pop in on this track here. And we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. And once it's popped up on the tracks, going to kind of keep an eye on your case brake assembly here. Make sure that that's going into the 2 little slots down here at the bottom. And what you'll have to do is you'll have to apply a little bit of pressure on this frame to get your screw holes to line up. Just get 1 screw in on one side. Do the same thing here on the other. All right, and then your other 2 screw holes should be lined up perfectly at this point. So just go ahead and throw your other 2 screws in. All right, now you got your base assembled. What we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to go back to the old valve, and we'll have to pull this fitting off and transfer it to the new inlet valve. All right, so we got this in a pair of channel locks here. We're gonna use a adjustable wrench. And just break that free. We'll go ahead and thread that off and remove any thread seal tape or plumber's putty that's on there. So you're going to want to put new on so it doesn't leak. All right, now we've got our Teflon tape here. What we're going to do is start at the base here. So when you're wrapping the Teflon tape, you're going to wrap this clockwise. You always want to go the direction that you would normally be threading this into the fitting. Just make a pretty good couple of passes on there and tear it off. All right, so now we're just going to go ahead and thread the fitting onto the valve. Just get it started by hand. And you're going to use the adjustable wrench to tighten it down. You can really snug this up pretty good. Once you get down to the bottom here, you can't make any more turns. You're going to want to try to angle your fitting out this direction because your water supply line is going to come up this channel here to hook in. So if you have it facing that way, it's going to be a lot easier to hook your supply line back up. All right, we're just going to go ahead and tip the unit up. We're just going to reconnect our electrical and the water supply lines and the drain lines, and that's going to complete the repair. Thank you for watching another quality video brought to you by ApplianceVideo.com.